Welcome to our exploration of literature reviews. In this journey, we will delve into the significance and methodology of conducting a thorough literature review. So, let's get started with defining what a literature review is. A literature review is a comprehensive examination of scholarly sources related to a specific topic. It provides an overview of existing knowledge, identifying relevant theories, methodologies, and gaps in research. A well-executed literature review ensures that your study aligns with the broader scholarly discourse and justifies its relevance. A literature review is not merely a summary of past studies, but a critical analysis and synthesis of key works that contribute to the understanding of a research problem. It evaluates the strengths, weaknesses, and relationships among different sources to construct a coherent narrative that supports the research objectives. For example, if you are researching the impact of climate change on agriculture, a literature review might summarize key studies on temperature effects, water scarcity, and crop yields. It would then analyze how these studies connect or differ in your findings. The primary purpose of a literature review is to set the context for your research. By reviewing existing literature, you gain a deep understanding of what has been studied, the theories applied, the methods used, and the findings obtained. This allows you to position your work within the broader academic conversation, identifying where your research fits within the field. It helps to answer questions such as, what has been done before? What have others said? What is the relevance of previous research to yours? What is the difference between existing research and yours? Are there agreements or disagreements among scholars? An example will be if your study focuses on renewable energy policies, a literature review might highlight what policies have been implemented globally, their effectiveness, and where research gaps exist. Through this, you can show how your work is built upon or responds to previous studies. A well-conducted literature review highlights areas where research is limited, outdated, or conflicting. These gaps can present opportunities for further investigation. Addressing unanswered questions is crucial because academic research is often driven by the need to address questions or areas in need of further exploration. By identifying these gaps, you can define the scope and purpose of your study. A literature review helps researchers establish a theoretical or conceptual framework by summarizing theories, models, and concepts relevant to your study. Understanding these frameworks aids in the formulation of research hypotheses or questions. Additionally, it guides the selection of appropriate methodologies for the research. Rather than simply listing individual studies, a literature review synthesizes findings across multiple studies to develop a broader understanding of the topic. This means comparing and contrasting the results, methodologies, and conclusions of various works. By synthesizing the information, a researcher can highlight trends and patterns across studies, identify contradictions or areas of debate within the field, and create new insights that contribute to the academic discourse. Reviewing literature informs decisions on research design and methodology. By examining how previous researchers approach similar problems, you can decide whether to adopt, modify, or innovate methods for your own research. This helps ensure that the methodology you choose is grounded in the existing body of knowledge, allowing for a more rigorous and valid study. A thorough literature review demonstrates the researcher's depth of knowledge in your area of study. It shows that the researcher is aware of key developments, major debates, and essential methodologies in the field. This establishes credibility and positions the researcher as informed and well-versed in your topic. By reviewing what has already been studied, a literature review helps prevent redundancy. This can be done to ensure that new studies do not simply repeat what has already been done. Instead of duplicating past work, researchers can identify gaps, refine your focus, and build upon previous findings to contribute something new. Avoid wasting time and resources on redundant studies. This ensures that new research is original and adds value rather than replicating existing work unnecessarily. As the literature review highlights existing theories and findings, it will help you to refine your own research questions or hypotheses. The process of examining the literature reveals gaps, ambiguities, or areas of uncertainty, which can inspire focused and relevant research questions that address unresolved issues. Additionally, it helps ensure that the research is novel and grounded in the current state of knowledge. When conducting the study, a literature review aids in interpreting and contextualizing your own findings. By comparing your results with those of previous studies, you can explain whether your outcomes confirm, challenge, or extend previous knowledge. The insights from the literature review guide the discussion and conclusions of your research. Citing relevant studies strengthens the legitimacy of your research and provides a trail for others to follow if they wish to explore the subject further. In summary, a literature review is an essential part of the research process that not only provides an overview of existing knowledge, but also helps to establish the foundation for your own work. It contextualizes research, identifies gaps, supports methodology, and ensures that the research is original and relevant to the ongoing academic conversation. By systematically reviewing and synthesizing the literature, you are able to contribute to the growth of knowledge in your field and justify the need for your own research. When writing a literature review, it's crucial to avoid certain pitfalls that can weaken the quality of your work. The over-reliance on poor quality sources for your work has a negative effect on your work. Using low-quality or unreliable sources can significantly diminish the credibility of your literature review. These sources may lack rigorous peer review, have limited academic value, or be outdated. Over-relying on such sources could undermine the validity of your research and limit the depth of your understanding. To ensure reliability, prioritize well-established journals, books, and articles authored by credible experts in the field. Now let us talk about plagiarism, misattribution, and improper citation. A literature review is also a resource for citation, ensuring that previous work is properly acknowledged. It is essential to give proper credit to original authors and adhere to citation guidelines to maintain academic integrity. Plagiarism occurs when you use someone else's ideas, words, or findings without proper attribution. To avoid plagiarism, always ensure that you accurately cite every source you refer to in your literature review. Misattribution of citations and references happens when you want to manipulate credibility, disguise plagiarism, or due to citation errors. It is considered academic dishonesty and can lead to serious consequences, including penalties, loss of credibility, and legal issues. Improper citation, like incorrect formatting or missing details, can also lead to issues. Keep track of all sources and use citation management tools if necessary. Be sure to use the appropriate citation style required by your institution or field of study, such as APA, MLA, or Chicago. The excessive use of descriptions and definitions instead of analysis and synthesis must be avoided where possible. A literature review is not merely a summary of each individual study, it should include analysis and synthesis. The goal is to synthesize the information, draw connections between different works, and critically evaluate their contributions to the field. Focus on providing insights, identifying patterns or contradictions, and explaining how the literature informs your research question. This approach adds value to your review and contributes to the scholarly discourse. The lack of connection between the literature and research question is a common mistake. It is failing to clearly relate the reviewed literature to your research question or objective. Your literature review should directly inform and guide the development of your research. Make sure the studies you include are relevant to your research focus and demonstrate how each work contributes to the understanding of the topic or problem. Failing to connect the literature to your own study can make your review seem disjointed and unfocused, reducing its impact. The use of ambiguous statements that do not contribute to the research narrative is another mistake. Avoid vague or generalized statements that don't offer valuable insights or contribute to the development of your research. Ambiguous claims, such as many studies, suggest this topic is important, lack specificity, and fail to advance the discussion. Be precise and clear in your arguments, focusing on relevant details and evidence. Every statement should support your overall research narrative and clarify your position or analysis in relation to the reviewed literature. Thanks for tuning in to IPSS. We hope today's tips have helped you refine your academic skills and feel more confident in your work. Remember, the journey to becoming an expert in your field starts with mastering the details. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's hear from you by sharing your comment. And don't forget, sharing is caring, so please share with your fellow researchers. See you next time for more advice and strategies to help you succeed. Keep learning, keep growing, and stay focused on your research goals.